Hello, friends. Welcome back to Rose to Row and Astrology. I am your host, Mel Rose, and today is Friday, December 20th, 2024. This is a reading mainly for tomorrow, December 21st, the winter solstice. But this is for the astrology that happens at the time of the solstice, and that is going to give us some good guidance for how to move forward through this Christmas, whatever other winter holidays you celebrate, and the new year and well into the new year. So um, I really wanted to focus on the significant astrology that's happening at this solstice instead of our traditions. So that's what we're going to do today. Thank you so much for being here. Please like the video if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel. That helps me a lot. And leave a comment down below. Say hello to me. Let me know how things are going for you so far this season. And I will be happy to say hello back to you when I see it there. Okay, so at the moment of the winter solstice this year, and that is where I am, Central Standard Time. I'm in Lee Summit, Missouri, near Kansas City. That's going to be around 3:20 in the morning tomorrow morning, Saturday morning. So, adjust for your own time zone. I'm not sure where all of you live. I know I've got watchers from around the globe, so it could be later in the day for some and Friday for others. So just pay attention to that for yourself if that's important to you to have the right moment. But at that moment, we have this what astrologers call a grand mutable cross in the skies, and it's 4 planets in mutable signs opposing and squaring one another to create a configuration that really goes across our whole sky. If you could see the whole sky, it would look like that closed square with the big X connecting the corners from the inside that you can see on the chart down here. And I just want to, say it's not a relaxing vibration, friends. There's a tendency with this kind of configuration to act before planning, and that might be seen as a feature or a bug, depending on your own experience. But as an opportunity, and we're going to think of it as an opportunity here, okay, it offers 2 points of tension. And that is a tendency to plan too far ahead or to commit to more than we can reasonably promise. That's Mercury in opposition to Jupiter. You can see there it's one of the crossbars of that grand cross. And it's just a desire to give more than we can, to plan for more than we can, to overcommit. So be aware of where that's happening in your life, where you are tempted to overcommit, or you're already overcommitted, or you have already planned too far ahead of yourself to know that anything that you've said you would do is a promise, right? Be aware of that so that you can be ready to take action on it. And then the other opposition here is the moon opposite Saturn, which can really indicate feelings of loneliness or boredom, or really feeling distant from the people we would like to keep close. So sometimes that's an actual physical distance, and we're really missing somebody that we love. And then at other times it's just that we've had a difference of opinion, or there's some matter of the heart between us that is keeping us sort of buffered from one another. Okay, so we're feeling that distance. You feel a little sad and depressing. Okay, so overcommitting, and then feeling lonely or distant from the people that we want. Those are the 2 problems to be solved, and they act like batteries, kind of. They discharge the power that we're going to use to make an effort to overcome those problems. So 4 things, right? The 4 sides of the square. This is how that energy gets discharged in the world. And it's the 4 efforts that we can make to show our advancement, our achievement, our growth in this past year. So the first one is confronting your fears and insecurities. When you find yourself in a situation where you want to hesitate, where you feel like backing up and maybe running away, I'm not saying that those are the wrong thing to do, but I am saying that in that pause, it's a moment to really spell out for yourself what you're afraid of. I'm afraid in this moment that I'm going to be harmed. I'm afraid in this moment this person is going to, act in a terrible way and make me upset. just spell out for yourself what you're afraid of in the moment so you can make the sort of cost benefit analysis of whether you think it's worth it to be facing this fear right now, or whether you think it's going to cost you too much in terms of your own well-being, your own mental health, etc. Okay, so confronting your fears or insecurities, just being really honest with yourself about what you fear in the moment and deciding for yourself whether that fear is worth facing right now. The second thing we can do, the second effort we can make, is to set manageable goals for ourselves over the next couple of weeks, okay? Especially this time of year, it's easy to, as my sister would say, try to cram 10 pounds of crap into a 5-pound bag, right? It's easy to plan 7 things today and 7 things tomorrow when you know you can only reasonably do 4 things today. But what you're doing is you're setting yourself up, because when you get to the end of the day and you've only done 4 things, rather than feeling accomplished because you did what you could for the day, you might feel as though you didn't do enough, you didn't work hard enough, you didn't push hard enough, you didn't drive fast enough, right? And then naturally those 3 things that didn't get done today get tacked onto the 7 things that you have tomorrow, and 10 things for tomorrow is totally out of sight unreasonable, right? So we're really just sort of setting ourselves up for this sense of failure and always being behind and sort of running ourselves ragged. This is a time of year where, in addition to our regular routines, we have to work harder to keep ourselves and our loved ones well. And we have to, there's more socializing this time of year. There's often an expectation that we come up with gifts. So there's more money spending this year. There's more work on crafts that we do this time of year. There's just a lot more of ourselves to give at this time of year, and we really want to be able to give it all. And when we show up in this really bright and sharing good cheer way, but if we don't set manageable goals for ourselves, then we probably won't be in a good headspace to share good cheer, right? Okay, so the third thing we can do, the third effort we can make this winter season, is finding practical ways to blow off steam. Okay, so it's very common and very tempting this time of year, like when you get together with your family or your friends, to overeat, to overindulge, to over imbibe in the good stuff that we like to take in when we're celebrating. And that feels good, every once in a while, to remind ourselves like why I don't drink that much, right? That one day out of the year when you do drink a little too much, you're like, okay, now I know why I don't do that. But the thing that we can do this year to sort of show ourselves the growth that we have managed to do for ourselves is to, rather than blowing off steam by getting too drunk or overeating or picking a fight with your sister that you only see once a year, just as an example, right? Then it's probably more productive to, if you're capable, to go take a walk or have the window open so you can breathe some fresh air. Give yourself the time or space to pull back and take some deep breaths, or do some mindfulness activity or mindfulness meditation. But blowing off steam, this is a really restless vibe. So I'm really thinking about, for those who are capable, like physical activities that can help you let go of some of the restlessness and frustration that you're feeling. And if physical activities really aren't for you, then maybe engaging in some lighthearted and fun competition with the people around like playing a game that is fun for everybody, rather than just reminiscing and picking apart things that people used to do, whether they're in the room or not, right? So that's the third thing. And then the fourth thing is socializing without overindulging. And I think I've already touched on this, but knowing when to quit includes knowing when you intend to leave the party, right? If I show up at 6, I will often say to myself, okay, I'm going to leave this party at 9. And then, if I get to 9 o'clock and I'm having just the greatest time, I can revise my plan. But if I get to 9 o'clock and I'm not having just the greatest time, it's like my plan was to leave at 9, so I'm just going to leave. Like, this is when it's good to quit, right? And also knowing when to quit drinking, when to quit imbibing, when to quit, loading yourself up with things that are supposed to make you feel good, when really they only make you feel very good in smaller doses, right? So just doing the small doses with the things that can feel overwhelming is a really good idea for this time of year. So that's the 4 things, the 4 efforts we can take to sort of discharge these areas of tension in our life where we maybe feel overcommitted, or maybe we just feel a little empty and bored and sad and lonely, right? The tension that's coming up with those things, we can make an effort to discharge that tension in a positive way by confronting our fears, by setting manageable goals for ourselves, finding practical ways to blow off steam, and socializing without overdoing it, right? Knowing when to quit. Those efforts taken together are really meant to help us express what we've achieved so far, how much we have grown in the past year or so, right? And I think that's really appropriate for winter solstice being the end and beginning of the year that it is. So think of it as a chance to finally let go of some of the BS that's been holding you back and re-enter the world like a brand new sparkling baby with greater effectiveness for yourself and greater compassion for yourself and others as well. Okay, so let me know how those challenges are striking you. Please do talk to me in the comments below. I love hearing from you. And that's really all I have to say for today. I will be back on Monday to discuss the astrology of next week. Thank you, friends. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.